So today we're going to talk about something that a friend of mine asked me to do a video about, and that is how to be independent in a committed relationship. When I first thought about how I would answer this question, I kind of was stuck because being in a long distance relationship, I thought that I was pretty independent already. I don't get to see my person very often, so everything that we do is independent of each other. But after thinking about it more, there are multiple ways that someone can be dependent on someone. It doesn't have to be just physically dependent on somebody. I think this is important for long distance relationships, regular relationships, and even friendships too. So yeah, in this video I'll talk about the types of dependency, the type of... So yeah, in this video I'll talk about the different ways that you can be dependent on somebody and how to continue to be as independent as possible in a relationship. So there are two different types of dependencies in a relationship. There's codependency and there's interdependency. A codependent relationship is when one person puts their pursuit of self-worth and validation above the needs of their partner. These people may have low self-worth, fear of abandonment, and trust issues, maybe also anxiety issues as well. Codependent relationships are often out of balance. There's a lot of struggles for control and power. The partners can feel guilty and responsible for the other's feelings, and it's based on mainly insecurity.
I hold a Burger King.
Cheap date.
She had time for me.
So you messed around to prove a point?
What'd I just say? You got your head so far off your ass, it took a cheap date for you to notice me.
What cute man did I forget to kiss your ass like everybody else?
You forgot to be there.
That night you wanted to talk about your dad. I had curfew. What was I supposed to do?
Stay.
If I stayed, I wouldn't be starved.
Well, at least you got your priorities straight.
An example of this is when one person gets together with someone else that has a very different personality type. For example, a soft-spoken person would go out with a outgoing person in the hopes of balancing themselves out, but in the end they just end up disliking that person for possessing the qualities that they wish that they could possess. So to tell if you are currently in a codependent relationship, you should look for these signs. So if you tend to love people that you can rescue or pity, if you're afraid of being alone and abandoned, if you need approval from others for your own self-worth, and if your moods and feelings are controlled by others around you, like the thoughts of others around you. Codependency is pretty common, but it's also not healthy, so you should look towards moving your relationship from more codependent to interdependent. So interdependency is less about needing each other and more about genuinely wanting to be with each other throughout the day and choosing each other every day. Both partners usually have good self-esteem and they don't need to control others' feelings to feel okay. This type of relationship allows room for growth and change without the threat. This type of relationship allows room for growth and change without the threat of feeling like your position will be threatened. So signs of you being in an interdependent relationship is not being afraid of saying no, not changing your personality to please your partner, healthy boundaries, active listening, and creating safety for each other to be vulnerable with each other. Being in a relationship, you have to be dependent at some point with your partner, because if you're both independent people in a relationship, then you're not really in a relationship. You're kind of just two people chilling with each other, which is cool, but why choose to be in a relationship if you're not hoping to give and get something from being committed in a long-term relationship? While researching this, I came up with two sub-versions of dependency within codependency that I think could be pretty helpful for some people. I came up with emotional and physical or essential dependency within codependency. So physical codependency would be that you financially depend on your partner, or you residentially depend on your partner, meaning that they bring in the bulk of the money or you are living in their house. You need them to be around in order for you to complete your daily tasks. Maybe they're a caretaker, or they just give you an allowance or something to where you can't do anything without their say-so. Or it could simply be that they don't control your financial and residential means, but you just don't feel comfortable being single or being seen as single for social reasons. In this type of dependency, your mental health is okay, but you would be unable to maintain the same quality of life without them. On the other hand, emotional codependency would be that this person is the only person that you confide in. Maybe they're your main point of contact. You might isolate yourself accidentally so you can see more of this person, and you don't realize how small your circle is becoming because you want to see so much of this person. In this type of codependency, you can do your daily activities and get things done without this person, but your mental health would be severely changed if you were to end communication with this person. Now, there's a difference between really enjoying someone's time and having them as a confidant and still being okay if they were to stop talking to you, and that person stopped talking to you and your mental health just crashes. You can't function anymore without the help of that person getting you through your everyday life. That's not healthy. Now, both of these types of codependencies, emotional and physical essential, is based on insecurity, whether it's mental insecurity or physical insecurity or societal insecurity. And honestly, to get through of all of that, you need to look within yourself and figure out why you as a person need someone else to help you feel okay with who you are. That being said, if you are in a committed relationship, there will have to be some dependence in that relationship. There's no way to have a long-term committed relationship where you're both giving and getting from the person and not have some sort of dependence on that person. It's not like you guys have to sit down and talk about it, like verbally, if that's not what you like to do, but there should be at least some unspoken balance between both partners being okay with how much is being given and how much they're getting. For example, my parents, I talked to them about this, and they never talked about who would come home to make dinner first, but they always just agreed non-verbally that whoever got home first would end up making dinner. When my mom stopped working, it ended up being her, and that was fine with them because that balance was okay with them. So if you're in a committed relationship, talk to your partner and see if both of you are okay with the balance of dependency that you guys have. If you're not in a committed relationship and you're still concerned about your independence in a less committed relationship, maybe reevaluate how much energy and mental time you're giving to this person. Really make sure that you're getting out of it what you're putting in. And if you feel like you're giving more than you're getting out, then maybe that type of relationship isn't for you. Yeah, so I tried to keep this video short. Let me know if you guys have any other relationship questions that you want me to answer. I'm super open to learning more and researching and telling you guys what I can find. Like and subscribe if you guys like my videos, and I'll see you next time.